Well, for some weird coincidence, we got links to the newer episodes that haven't been released on Discovery Family. So, just to get this all over with, I'm going to review The Shadow Play, which is the 7th season finale of My Little Pony. Anyway, this episode starts with a history, which it kind of looks like the season 1 premiere, but with a different cast of characters. And those cast of characters must be the old main 6 from thousands of years ago, which looks very unique. Anyway, the reason why we get this storyline is because at the end of Uncommon Bond, Stumpos was reading a book that involves the other main 6. With the interest of knowing Starsword and the others, the main characters read, and I mean a lot. But when they finally find out about a clue when they get to the location, they see that Shadowplay is completely taking down Starsword. So, when they get more info about to get Starsword and the others back to life, they have to go to different locations to get the specific item for summoning Starsword and the others. So the other characters go to different locations and find the item that they're looking for. And when they succeed, when they got the old main 6 out of limbo, unfortunately it was a big mistake because the Shadowplay has been released. And that's the end of part 1. When part 2 begins, the Shadowplay wants revenge on the old main 6. Yes, the battle still continues over 1,000 years while the old main 6 was still in limbo. And during most of the time, Starsword doesn't forgive Twilight for what she did because of the mistake that Twilight did on making all the characters out of limbo. Yeah, this is going to be a recurring thing during part 2 of Shadowplay where Starsword doesn't admire Twilight whatsoever. And we get a flashback where we see the Silence, foreshadowing Rainbow Rocks, which sadly came out 3 years before this special. But this sequence is important because it shows the past of Sinjian. Before he became the Ponies of Shadows, he was just an innocent guy who was just trying to help out his people. But due to jealousy and stealing artifacts, even though that he really didn't mean it, he gets abandoned. And then he turns into the dark side. Because for some reason he had the black magic, which I don't understand how he got. I mean, it doesn't explain how he got the black magic other than he gets abandoned and treated miserably from the old main 6. And they have an epic battle, but Twilight finds out that Sinjin is inside the Ponies of Shadow. And after a very dramatic and serious talk between Twilight along with Starlight Glimmer and Sinjin, Twilight completely frees Sinjin out of the Ponies of Shadow. And the Ponies of Shadow is in the whiff. And everything is back to normal, with the old main 6 going back home into limbo, I think. And Starsword completely forgiving Twilight, and for doing the right thing. And that was the 7th season finale of MLP. What I do like is the past and history of Starsword. Now, I didn't read the books, but I did know that the Dazzlings completely went to the human world, which leads up to the events of Rainbow Rocks, because Starsword completely vanished them. And all I can say is that the Dazzlings are pretty much never going to be the same ever again. And they're always going to be booed because of the villains. But other than that, the Sinjian part of this flashback is very unique. I mean, I found his character very innocent and very unique, since he's a pony that came out way before the now main 6 existed. And I really enjoy that his jealousy got the best of him from turning evil, even though at the end he's going back to the good side. And just so you know, this entire thing was a misunderstanding between Starsword and Sinjian. I've got a feeling that in Season 8 or later, they're going to have an episode between Starsword and Sinjian's relationship. I've got a feeling that there might be some kind of development between these two characters if they ever come back to the show. Anyway, let's get back to part 1, because in part 1, during the majority of it, characters like Spike, Rarity, Rainbow Dash, and other characters go to different locations to get the elements that they need in order to free the old main six. And to be quite honest, they're very there. I mean, to me, they're just filler. This is not a problem, but I really found that completely boring. I mean, if this was a separate episode, I can understand why to lead up to the finale of the season 7, but looking at this in part of the season 7 finale just feels forced. It's not a problem, and it's kind of enjoyable. It's just kind of phoned in. But it is nice that we get to see returning characters like Daring Do, and the other dragon I forgot his name was, who was racing with Spike down the lava. Anyway, the build-up is very unique. Like I said, I know that Starstar was part of the comics, and he was responsible for sending the Dazzlings to the Mirror World. And that's all I know from Starstar. So seeing him in this episode looks very great, and I really like his character. For being wise and completely having a grudge against Twi from her mistake that she caused, is a very great character, and there might be some development between Twilight and Starstar, because even though that Twilight did make a mistake, she didn't mean to. And I really hope that later on, these two characters will have some development together and more interaction. As for the other characters, they're just what they are. I mean, I didn't find them terrible, but for what they are, I did see them in the season 7 episode that I forgot the name of. But my point is, most of these characters have very unique personalities. And they're not like the characters like Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash, or Applejack. They're more different and more serious. It's like in the past where we get to see great history between the ponies, but in the now present, everything is just basically a normal life, which is what I really like in the Pony World. And before any of you ask, no, I don't read the novels or anything from MLP. I don't easily keep up with the show like the other diehard fans do. I'm not that kind of person who is a big of a brony of watching the show and reading the comics. But other than the mild problems I have with the special, it's a very great special. In my opinion, 2017's My Little Pony was the best. I mean, I know I didn't like Equestria Girls, and I do know that there's going to be a YouTube series in November, which is what I really thought was going to be in 2018, but I digress, and it's not a problem with me. But I still call MLP by itself the greatest Leo. Hopefully in 2018, it will probably be improved, and it'll probably be another movie. Hopefully. Anyway, I give this finale an 8.5 out of 10. Yeah, I know, I keep giving too much praise to the Canterlot's Wedding season finale, but I'm sorry, I really love this special. But this special was still good enough to have a watch, and probably have more viewing in the future. I'm Lonely Fanboy 4 here, and I'll see you next time.